Hello knitters, hello Strickmich Club members. My name is Martina Behm. I'm a knitwear designer. Strickmich Club is my yarn and design club. And with me today is Jenny Hewlett from Fiberspade. Hello, Jenny.
Hi. How you doing?
And as you may have guessed, Jenny is the dyer of our third yarn for this very unusual year of Strickmich Club. Everyone got these kits, and we sent 3 kits at once because it was so difficult shipping everything in these coronavirus pandemic times. And yeah, I hope all of you have been nice and haven't opened their packages yet, because we are going to do the unboxing later on. But first, we're going to talk to Jenny about her work and her wonderful colors and her yarn. So, how long have you been dyeing yarn?
Since about 2004, so yeah, about 16, 17 years.
Yeah, and I know that you were one of really the first hand dyers in the UK.
Yeah, so I was at that time I was part of Stitch and Bitch groups in Cardiff, and one of my friends used to get really beautiful yarns from America, and I was like, I want to have a go at this. I want to have a go at dyeing. And I was in I went to a weaving workshop in London, and the lady was dyeing yarn in the workshop, not separate to the workshop. And I thought that, and I knew straight away that was it. I was like, right, this is it. I've got to have a go at this and try it. So I went home and bought some yarn from a charity shop, just some undyed sort of cream yarn. Started dyeing it with I was using silk paints because I used to do a lot of silk painting, and it worked quite well. And that was the beginning really of dyeing. So yeah, I was hooked straight away. I loved it. So,
and what was so fascinating about it?
Just all the colours, the amazing colours and sort of different fibres that the different effects it had. I mean, because I used to do a lot of silk dyeing anyway, I used to love the effect that silk had, the dyes on silk. So that sort of, I very quickly tried to get hold of silk yarns as well to dye because of the effect of, I love it. I mean, quite a lot of my yarns have silk in, the effect of it, but it was just straight away the idea of how the different fibres took the dyes and the colours, and it was just magical. It was just, yeah, it was never-ending possibilities. So it's quite addictive from that point of view, really. Yeah.
How would you describe your dyeing style? What is it that makes your yarn so unique?
I think quite important to me is yarn that you can knit into garments and sweaters. I have done in the past a lot of multicolored yarns, but that is not something I much prefer to do things which are much more coordinated with colors. And yeah, things you could knit a lovely sweater out of or do color work with, more than super contrasting yarn. So I think I've developed, that's what I tend to do. But I much preferred hand dyed over solid colors. Even though I do have a couple of solid ranges, I much prefer hand dyed, because even if you've got a semi-solid, you can actually get a lot of colors in one hank of yarn, even if it's a semi-solid. So with Vivacious, the nice thing about that is that you've got lots of different types of colors even within one colorway that can sometimes seem quite semi-solid but actually has grades of colors over it. So that's my thing really that I like to do. Yeah.
And it's almost all of your yarns are like luxury fibers, and I think that's also what's special about your brand. So what makes your yarn bases so luxurious?
I think I like to make sure that all of the materials are really good quality. I mean, all of the merinos are really high quality. They're sort of quite fine merino. And anything, like, I love silk, although I know that silk is one of those things that people either love or they don't like at all. But I think the main reason I put silk into yarn is because of the effect on the colours, more than anything. And also, you know, you get beautiful drape. It's very soft. It's very luxurious. I love that. I really like to try and keep things quite quality based, because yeah, it's just important in terms of where the materials are sourced from. There's no point in, if you're having something hand dyed as well, there's no point in having cheap materials if you're going to hand dye it, because it just, all the process and time that it takes to do that, there's no point in doing that if you're doing it on a cheap base. So yeah, really.
And what are your favorite colors to wear yourself and to dye?
My favourite colours are definitely like mustardy oranges. I'm obsessed with those, have been for a really long time. And
how come? How did that develop? I mean, it's quite unusual, actually.
Yeah, that's definitely not a British colour at all. And it's a long time. There has been some more mustardy things in the shops now, but it's not a British colour. So I used to love seeing those things, and I just was always trying to get those colours as well. The British dyes don't really do that, so there's, depending on where you get your dyes from, they can reflect the colours tendencies of those countries. So American dyes tend to be quite American in colour. German dyes again are different. They're much more sort of quite strong colours, and British can be quite pastel-y and bland. So I find it really difficult to get hold of the dyes that would give those colours and to mix them up. But eventually it's much more common now, and now I just don't stop ever doing mustard colours. So yeah, I love it. But I actually weirdly tend to wear a lot of blue. Like blue suits me, suits my eye colour, so I tend to end up wearing pastel-y blues. But I do wear quite a lot of mustard as well. I went outside yesterday and my husband was like, "You've got bright yellow boots, bright yellow raincoat," and I had something else yellow on, and he was like, "You look really funny," and I was like, "Yeah, it's the best colour ever. On a miserable day, it cheers you up."
Yeah, that's nice. So let's have a look at the beautiful color that you dyed for Strickmich Club. Yeah, I will just open this up. And what I usually do when the dyers are here, before I show anything to anyone, I will read what's on the postcard. This is a postcard with a hydrangea from my garden. And hydrangeas were the color inspiration for, for the yarn that you dyed for us. But let me just first read what I wrote. Dear Strickmich Club Knitter, fall is around the corner, and I find that it is one of the most fascinating things to watch is how the hydrangeas in my garden change over time. Bright white in summer, they evolve to pink, blue, and lavender tones and dark purple and gray. This elegant color play has been the inspiration for our third Strickmich Club project of 2020. Find the knitting pattern, the yarn, and the Strickmich Club beads in your club package and add them to your finished project as our little membership badge and enjoy your knitting. So you can maybe guess a little bit what the color is going to be. Actually, the camera isn't catching it quite correctly. It's a little bit more pale than what you see. Like the camera is making it very, very dark purpley, but it is actually, I can try to put on some more light here. Yeah, now it's maybe a little better. We have these gray parts and we have a very beautiful purple tone. And it is dyed on the Vivacious 4-ply, a very beautiful versatile yarn. You have been talking about it before, from Fiberspace. So tell us about the color, what's special about it, and maybe, I don't know if you want to talk about it, which techniques were used to achieve this effect, and about the yarn and what's so nice about this yarn base.
So with the colour, I wanted to choose something which we didn't have in the range really as well. So I don't have a lot of purples in my range, but with purples, I really like quite sort of blue purples, and I love grey. I love purple and grey together. It's a good mix. I wanted to not do something too pastel-y. Wanted to get away from the British pastels, and just do something quite intense and rich. Because you know it's winter and it's gonna, you know, we kind of want those nice strong colours. So I thought I would yeah, sort of work on that colourway really, and started with grey, and then so it's over dyed with purple and then grey, or grey and then purple. I can't remember which way around it is now. But yeah, so the thing about Vivacious is the colours are layered up, so you dye one colour and then you do more tones on top of each other, and it creates a really kind of multi-tonal effect, and it works really beautifully. So for this yarn, I used a couple of different colours and just sort of toned them over and created this lovely rich kind of purpley grey colour. Vivacious is a really good yarn because it's really robust. It's got a nice high tight twist. I mean, you can use it for socks if you use a really tight needle, although it doesn't have nylon. But it's great for sweaters and accessories, and it wears really well, and it's soft. So it's my absolute favourite yarn of all time. It's a really lovely yarn. Yeah.
I really enjoyed knitting with it. It was a pleasure. It doesn't split. It feels good. It's yeah, it's really high quality. I really loved working with it. So yeah, so you will find, everyone will find 1 or 2 skeins depending on whether you chose the single yarn or the double yarn membership in your paper bags. And there's also some other interesting stuff in here. For example, the Strickmich Club beads. They are in the colors of our logo, and you can add them to your project. And there's also, of course, the pattern. And yeah, ta-da, 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 ta-da. I'm going to show it to you in as a live project as well. It is called Hortensian. It's a shawl with a lace insert. Hortensian is German and means hydrangea, and it has a special construction. It has lots of garter stitch, but it also has this really nice lace panel in the middle, which which was inspired also by hydrangeas. And it has 2 parts. Oh, actually it has 3 parts. It has 1 long asymmetrical part here and another one on the other side. And they are connected in the middle by this lace panel, which is actually not that hard. So you have lots of relaxing garter stitch to begin with, and there is only a small part which requires more attention. And here you can see that I added the Strickmich Club beads to one of the corners, and it wears really nicely. The lace effect is rather subtle, so it's not like one of these big lacy shawls that make you look 20 years older than you are. It's just, it has a nice effect, and it's also because there is like the middle part is wider than the rest. It's a nice accessory for the fall and the winter. Yeah, and I really enjoyed making this. It was a lot of fun knitting with this yarn, and I really hope that everyone will enjoy, every club member will enjoy making this. Yeah, I will send you the pattern too, so you will have it.
Yeah, thank you.
And we usually, when we hold the cast-on events, the dyers have their little booth here, and people can buy more of the yarn, which unfortunately due to COVID-19 is not possible now, but we have, fortunately, we got a selection of beautiful, beautiful colors from you in this yarn for everyone to shop here online at Strickmich shop. If you would like more of this yarn, or if you would like some different colors, then you can shop this wonderful vivacious 4-ply from a number of sources. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for being with me and talking about your beautiful work. One more little thing I would like to announce is that we are currently holding signups for Strickmich Club 2021. People can go on our website strickmich.club, and if you want to be part of Strickmich Club next year, then make sure to sign up. There are lots of options this time. We have the single yarn membership, the double yarn membership, and if you would like to knit from your stash in these difficult times, there is also a new option without yarn, and there is an option that includes classes held by me. So we are holding the virtual cast-on events with a little more, with a little more substance. I will talk about the techniques and everything. So yeah, it was such a pleasure to have you and your yarn here. And maybe, who knows, someday in the future we'll do it again, and then we'll meet live. I would really enjoy that.
Yes, definitely. Thank you ever so much. It's been lovely.
Thank you, and have a very nice weekend. Bye.